So are you thinking about buying a second home in Sonoma County but just don't know where to start? So today I'm going to give you an ultimate guide for buying the perfect second home in Healdsburg in Sonoma County, one of the most popular places in this whole area and one of the best places to have a second home. So I bought a second home here in 2012 and ended up moving here 5 years ago. So I want to help give you years of advice and from helping hundreds of other families just like you buy a second home in Healdsburg. So the first thing to talk about is location. I mean, if you live in the Bay Area, then the time it takes you to get from San Francisco is key. So I used to live in Mill Valley, so I could make the journey in about an hour, which was perfect for coming up here on a Thursday or Friday evening without it feeling like a really big ordeal. I mean, when I lived in the UK, we had a second home 4 hours away, it was just too far. In my mind, under 2 hours is key to getting the best use out of a second home. So let's talk about the proximity to the Russian River. People don't often think of the river when they think of Healdsburg because it is on the Russian River, which is just a real bonus on those hot days when within 5 minutes you can be on the beach or paddling down the river on a kayak. If you want to head to the Russian River area itself near Forestville and Guerneville to fully embrace the river lifestyle, it's only a 20-minute drive away where you can enjoy outdoor activities from kayaking, fishing to leisurely picnics by the water. And the other great thing about Healdsburg is it's got really great access to major highways. The town has got easy access to Highway 101 as well as Highway 128, making it a breeze to jump on the 101 to head to the Bay Area or hop on 128 to get over to Calistoga in Napa County. So while Healdsburg is further north than somewhere like Sebastopol, you're on the freeway the whole time, so making it a much more efficient journey to get here from the South Bay or San Francisco, and also if you want to explore further north. But Healdsburg's also only a stone's throw from Santa Rosa. I mean, it's probably less important when it's a second home, but the fact that Santa Rosa is literally just a 15-minute drive away, it's really convenient if you want to visit any of the big box stores such as Costco, Best Buy or REI. And then Santa Rosa also have everything you'd want if you're kitting out a house or just stocking up for a longer stay. In addition to that, it has the Burbank Center for the Arts, which if you want access to live performances as well as some great restaurants as an alternative to the feast that you can get here in Healdsburg, then Santa Rosa's is a great place to have so close by. And one of the great things about Healdsburg, which a lot of people don't appreciate, is just how close it is and how convenient it is being so close to Sonoma County Airport. In recent years, Sonoma County Airport has expanded hugely with an entirely new departure lounge, as well as lots more flights to many more places. What's more, it takes just 10 minutes to get there from downtown Healdsburg, making it by far a better option than a 2-hour or even more to get to San Francisco Airport. Of course, the routes are much more limited, although Avalo is now moving its base from Houston to Santa Rosa and offering 4 new flights to Boise, Montana, Oregon, and Washington, adding to existing routes which fly to San Diego, Palm Springs, LA, and Las Vegas. And the other great thing, which again a lot of people don't appreciate, is just how close to the coast Healdsburg is. Having lived in Mill Valley, I did get to appreciate going out to the coast at places like Stinson Beach or Point Reyes. So it's actually really nice to be able to get to the coast in 40 minutes to places like Jenna, where there are just so many great coastal hiking trails, as well as the new Headlands Preserve that opened within the last 5 years or so. If you want to go further afield, you can head up to places like Gualala and up into Mendocino County, like much further up the coast. And the other great thing about Healdsburg is we've got the SMART train coming soon. I mean, finally, Healdsburg will be getting the SMART train most likely in 2026. The location for the station has now been chosen just next to Fogbelt Brewing, so you'll be able to board a train there and then be in San Francisco 90 minutes later. I mean, this is going to be a huge plus for Healdsburg residents, whether it's for traveling to San Francisco, for example, to see a Giants game, or just going to dinner in a place like Petaluma. It just makes it so easy. And the other thing to think about is the weather. I mean, having lived in the UK my entire life up until 15 years ago, the weather is an important factor. when I moved to the US and lived in Mill Valley, I loved the weather during the day, as it was always warm enough to sit out, but just not too hot to go for a hike or go for a bike ride. However, the thing that most surprised me is how rarely it was warm enough to sit out in the evening in Mill Valley. Healdsburg's different. I mean, we can live outside having our morning coffee and our evening meal from pretty much April to October, which is just so nice. It also means if you set up your home so you've got great indoor, outdoor living space, you can actually get away with a slightly smaller home because you just use it so much in the summer. So in the summer, it is definitely hotter than Mill Valley or San Francisco for sure, often getting into 3 figures. So having air conditioning is important, and a pool is definitely a nice luxury. And although it's hotter in summer, it's colder in winter. It's not like we get snow, or at least not in the valleys, but it's much more seasonal with frosty winter mornings and fall colours on the trees. So it probably gets a similar amount of rainfall to the Bay Area, although in recent years, Healdsburg and the broader Sonoma County region have faced a real mix of drought conditions on the one hand, resulting in water restrictions and increased fire risk, and then significant wet periods like we're in now. So let's talk about the amenities. If you are thinking of buying a second home in Healdsburg, the chances are you're very well aware of Healdsburg as very much the sort of centre of the food industry in Sonoma County. And obviously we have the poster child of Sonoma County restaurants with the Michelin-starred single thread. But there's a lot more to Healdsburg than single thread, with numerous well-known restaurants such as the Matheson and Valette, as well as some of my favourites which are not as well known but delicious all the same. I mean, I would put Gizo at the top of that list, as well as Dry Creek Kitchen now that it's got a new chef, and with Shane doing an amazing job there. There are all sorts of other more casual places to eat, such as the Cousteau French Bakery, at Bravas, which is a tapas bar, Willie's Seafood, along with numerous Mexican restaurants, such as the recently renamed El Favorito, which is now called Galina Doro. The diversity of eating places definitely contributes to Healdsburg's reputation as the gastronomic hub where local ingredients and global flavours very much converge. I mean, it really is second to none when it comes to food. So now let's talk about the outdoors and the overall natural beauty around Healdsburg. Well, Healdsburg's outdoor activities are definitely as diverse as its culinary offerings. I mean, the region is crisscrossed with biking trails that offer routes for cyclists of all skill levels. Healdsburg Veterans Memorial Beach definitely presents the perfect spot for kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, or just a leisurely float on the Russian River. So golf enthusiasts can enjoy the 9-hole golf course, and hikers can definitely explore the huge array of hikes around the Healdsburg Open Reserve, Lake Sonoma. There's a whole bunch of trails, Parkland Farms, and also, the Foss Creek Pathway and Georgie Park on the way into town. If enjoying the outdoors is your thing, you won't be disappointed whether you want to stay local or travel to the coast or go inland for many more biking and hiking options. So we can't talk about Healdsburg without talking about the Healdsburg Plaza, which is very much at the centre of Healdsburg and the downtown area. For many people, this is one of the big attractions of Healdsburg. So not only does Healdsburg have a plaza, unlike places like St. Helena, but it's also perfectly proportioned, which I think is more than you can say for the plaza in Sonoma, for example. While there aren't many shops for, say, everyday items around the plaza, it's a perfect place for visitors to hang out for the afternoon. And if you do buy a second home, trust me, you'll get a lot of visitors. If you're looking for a gift or artisanal crafts as well as art and homewares, then you'll be definitely well served by the stores around the plaza. The other new addition to the downtown area is the Foley Pavilion, which broke ground a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be a permanent indoor home for the farmers market, as well as a venue for events, which will give the downtown area another central hub in addition to the plaza. But this whole area is bustling with winery tasting rooms, home-owned stores and restaurants offering a taste of local life, and this is going to be a permanent indoor home for the farmers market, as well as a venue for events, which will give the downtown area another central hub in addition to the Healdsburg Plaza, which is very much the centre of community life as things currently stand. So now let's talk about budget. When thinking about the budget for a second home, it's as important to think about the ongoing running costs as well as the upfront purchase price. If you've got this far in the video, you likely know that Healdsburg is definitely one of the more expensive places to purchase a home in Sonoma County. And the median purchase price is over $1 million. So depending on what it is you're looking for, it will likely cost you well upwards of $1 million. As with any other home purchase, your purchase price for purchasing a second home will be driven by the funds that you have available for a down payment, as well as the level of mortgage payments that you're comfortable with. In addition to funding the purchase, you'll also want to account for ongoing costs, whether that is property taxes, which are just over 1% per annum, insurance, anything from $3,000 upwards per year, and then overall maintenance costs, and even employing a property manager depending on the type of property it is that you're looking for. I mean, if you have a rural property with acreage, just the regular maintenance to keep the property compliant with fire abatement regulations can be, well, it's not a significant cost, but it can be a considerable cost if you don't want to do it all yourself. If you purchase a property in downtown, you'll be able to set it up so it has minimal maintenance, making it pretty much lock up and leave, which is definitely something that's really appealing to a number of people. So if you are looking at buying a second home, you may want to have the option of renting it out as a vacation rental on Airbnb and other platforms when you're not using it to at least make it cost neutral. With the new ordinance that came in place in August 2023, buying an eligible property around Healdsburg is definitely harder than it used to be, but it is still possible. I mean, I've had a couple of clients buy properties just outside the city limits and set them up as vacation rentals when they're not using them. I mean, the best places to look are now on the south side of Healdsburg around Limerick Lane area, or on the lower west side of Chalk Hill Road, which avoids many of the LIA zone properties further up Chalk Hill, which are not eligible. And then closer to town, there are some homes on the west side of the freeway that would also be eligible to operate as a vacation rental, as well as on places like Mill Creek Road. So if you are focused on finding a house that would be vacation rental eligible, we actually created a free website which we share with clients where you can search every single vacation rental eligible property that's on the market within Sonoma County today. So get in touch with me on 415-260-7814 if you want to get access to that. I'll put a link in the description below. You can click on it if you want to get access to this private website. So now let's talk about the types of homes. I mean, the type of home that you'll buy will dramatically change the lifestyle it gives you. For example, if you purchase a home in the downtown area, you will likely not get in your car all weekend and have the ability to walk to the farmer's market, walk to bars and restaurants, or just wander out in the afternoon and treat yourself to an ice cream, for example, at Noble Folk. It's a bad habit to get into, but very enjoyable. For a small home in reasonable condition, you could expect to pay $1.5 to $2 million. If you're looking for something a bit bigger with room for a pool or a pool already in place, then you can expect to pay more than that, sort of $2.5 million upwards. If you are happy being a 20 to 25 minute walk to the plaza, then you can find a really cute place for $1 million or $1.5 million. Or even for $800,000, you could buy somewhere in the 55 plus community, which is just 1.5 miles from the plaza. And that's some of the best value real estate in Healdsburg. But you know what costs $0 and only takes a few seconds? If you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when I post more helpful videos about Sonoma County cities, the lifestyle here, and homes like this. So if you are interested in exploring the downtown area, check out my video which walks through the different downtown locations, as well as the various different price points. So for some people, buying a second home is all about the rural lifestyle. So having privacy and no neighbors as a contrast to their primary home, say in San Francisco or elsewhere in the Bay Area. So if you are looking for something a little bit more rural, then you can expect to have to pay upwards of $1.5 million. I mean, there are so many different factors that contribute to the cost of a rural property, depending on whether it has views, how close to town it is, does it have a vineyard, how much land is there, and of course, what condition the home itself is in. I mean, I recently moved from downtown Healdsburg to being about a 5-minute drive from Healdsburg, looking out over somebody else's vineyard on very private property. This is my attempt to get the best of both worlds, being close to amenities and yet having enough room for a pool and feeling like I'm out in nature. And what's more, I can look over somebody else's vineyard without having to worry about it myself. I mean, it's hard for me to say what's right for you, but the important thing is to think about the lifestyle that you're looking for in a second home. I mean, if you have friends who come up for the weekend, will you want somewhere you can hang out all weekend, cook at home and enjoy the property? Or are you more likely to want to walk out to dinner and take in the various community events that Healdsburg is so well known for? So if you truly want something that's a resort style living in town, then maybe you might want to consider one of the new condos at Mill District, for example. This has got all the benefits of luxury living with full amenities on site, just a short walk to the downtown area. So if you found this video helpful and want to learn more about the cities in Sonoma County, you can download my Sonoma County relocation guide by clicking the link in the description below. There you'll find everything you need to know to help you understand the area, what it's like living here, and decide which area is the best fit for you. Personally, I think Healdsburg is the perfect place to buy a second home because the combination of easy access to the Bay Area, the fact that Healdsburg is really the sort of gastro center of Sonoma County, and the fact that for someone like me who enjoys the outdoors, there are just so many different options right on our doorstep. But it's not just me saying this. I've got numerous clients who've bought second homes here, and they all feel they made a great choice for various reasons. I mean, one couple travel a lot with the work, and so they bought a place right in downtown where they know they can come, park the car, and then not get in the car again until it's time to leave. I mean, I have another client who purchased a place out of town and spend their time enjoying their mini sort of resort lifestyle with friends, and then they vacation rent it when they're not using it, which is a perfect combination for some people. Okay, if you made it to this point in the video, there's a chance that you're thinking about investing in this area and buying a second home. My team and I helped more than 50 people find their perfect house last year, and we'd love to help you too. So all you need to do is email me at david@brewingtonhargreaves.com to get started. But before you leave, if you are thinking about moving to Healdsburg, but you're unsure whether you should be embracing the downtown lifestyle, buying somewhere more rural, or even considering one of the resort residences that are in the new developments around Healdsburg, then I've got the perfect video for you. I'll put a link to it up here and break down the 3 main options for living in Healdsburg and the pros and cons of each. As someone who's lived in 2 out of 3 and helped numerous families choose between these different options, this video will save you a lot of time and money choosing the wrong place. So please do check it out. See you in the next video.